It's Dr. Karlfeldt. I really wanted to address our adrenal health and why is that important. We live in such a fast-paced society. We are in kind of fight or flight mode. The majority of the time, our sympathetic nervous system kicks in so we can fight or flee or freeze. In the old days, that was really important because we needed to kind of flee from whatever the attacker was. But then after that, it was done. And we could relax, we could repair, we could regenerate. Our parasympathetic nervous system was able to kick in. What happens is that now we live in that sympathetic mode where we're always kind of fighting, stressing about things, worrying about things. Our parasympathetic, which is the other part of the autonomic nervous system, is not really engaged that much. And it is such an important component of our nervous system because that's where we're able to digest food. And obviously, we need to be able to digest our food to get the nutrients we need in order for all our cells to function appropriately. That's also where we're able to regenerate. So now to get the nutrients to the cells and then for the cells to regenerate and repair. No wonder that a lot of people are dealing with aches and pains that don't resolve. We get injured more frequently, or we start to develop chronic diseases because the tissue in the different organs are not repairing. In our parasympathetic state, we also detoxify. We're able to move chemicals and heavy metals and metabolic waste out of the cells so that they can be clean and not have all these inflammatory stressors in the cells. That's why it's so important that we address our nervous system, and the adrenals play a huge, huge role in that. When we continually kind of run in that sympathetic mode without regeneration, without restoration, the adrenals get exhausted. They wear out. And so now we're not able to fight infections. We get sick more frequently. We feel inflamed. We get tired. And we actually start to gain weight, insulin issues, blood sugar issues. All of these are because we are not able to deal with the stressors that we are faced with. So how can we solve that? There are a huge amount of lifestyle factors that you can incorporate. One is managing your stress. I mean, recognizing what are my stressors and how can I limit them? How can I manage them? And then also bring in tools that you can then be more effective putting your body in that parasympathetic state, like breathing exercises, meditation, gratitude journals, exercising, not exercising to an excess, because there are these people that are just going out there and they are just exercising and hitting it hard, and they don't allow themselves to regenerate in between. So you got to find a balance in that. There are actually some people that are not able to lose weight because they're exercising too much. They are burning their adrenals out, and there's so much cortisol that's being produced from that stress. And what that does is that put you in that fat storage mode. So you want to take care of your adrenals so you're able to have the energy, you're able to deal with stress, you're able to lose weight and regenerate, and also have an immune system to fight off infections around you. I want to share some of the nutritional tools that I use in my practice that you can use in your life in order to be able to nutritionally support your adrenals. There are two nutrients, vitamin B and vitamin C. In fact, the adrenals are the only gland where vitamin C is stored. The normal vitamin C, when you go to the grocery store, is not the complete vitamin C complex that the adrenals need. There's so many other components. Ascorbic acid is just like the shell around the whole vitamin C complex. You can use cataplex C, which actually contains a whole vitamin C complex to nourish and regenerate the adrenals. And believe it or not, when you're under stress, you can burn 100 times more vitamin C in a day than you would normally do. So imagine if you're stressed every day, in a year, you can burn then as much as you would then in 100 years. So you would lose 100 years of adrenal age, in a year, if you don't regenerate. And that's why vitamin C, a whole complex of vitamin C becomes really important. The other vitamin that you burn a huge amount of when you're under stress is vitamin B. Cataplex B is a whole food form of vitamin B. So this way you can kind of nourish them with the whole complex of the nutrient, not some of the different chemical aspect of vitamin B2 or B3. For restoration of adrenal function, for restoration of tissue integrity, the whole food complex becomes really important. So these are basic components when you want to regenerate your adrenals. Then the next one that I like is Drenamin. That one is amazing in restoring. This is probably one of the ones that I use the most for people dealing with adrenal fatigue. If you want to regenerate your adrenals, so you can do 2 of each one 3 times a day, and that will take you far in helping support adrenal energy. And you'll notice over time, all of a sudden, you feel more relaxed, get more energy, less inflamed, able to think better, able to regulate your blood sugar better, and all of these things you're able to do. So if you are extremely fatigued and you need that kind of the fuel aspect, I like to bring adrenal desiccated as a raw glandular, and so it just kind of gives you that straight glandular substance. If you're really kind of exhausted and I need to kind of be able to get going quickly and kind of turn that around. Adrenal desiccated, I wouldn't use this for a long period of time. The other 3 that I showed you, you can do those until your birth certificate expires. But this one is kind of to get you going over the hump. Then another one, if you're dealing with a lot of kind of inflammation, and actually this one, it can be really good to do in the beginning as well, because it's kind of like an anti-inflammatory for the adrenals. Yeah, we all know autoimmune conditions where immune system is attacking certain organs, certain tissue, and because of that, that tissue is not able to heal, regenerate. It's in that inflamed stress state. So adrenotrophin is like a decoy for the immune system, so that it attacks actually the supplement rather than going after the adrenals. Because what can happen is when a tissue is inflamed and it's been challenged and it's exhausted, that tissue will start to break down, and some of those components will then end up in other areas of the bloodstream, and the immune system will say, hey, these adrenal cells are not supposed to be here. Let's attack these adrenal cells. We need to clean that up. But what happens is that these immune system components get programmed in searching for adrenal cells or adrenal tissue, then sees the adrenals, tissue that should be where it belongs. The adrenals, they get inflamed and irritated, and then they have a hard time to repair and restore. So adrenotrophin is really good in the beginning to help to work as a decoy to make the immune system say, hey, look at me over here. I'm adrenotrophin. I'm the adrenals. And the immune system will go and attack the adrenotrophin instead of the adrenals. So the adrenals can get breathing room to help to repair and regenerate. So this one is a fantastic tool for that. Then we have some other tools here. Herbal tools, and this is probably one of my favorite. This is when you're wired and tired. This is like a chill pill. This ashwagandha complex, it consists of different herbs that helps to just kind of calm down the nervous system, to restore adrenal function, and being able to kind of deal with stressors and mental stressors more effectively. And I've had patients take like 1 breakfast, 1 dinner. It's kind of a good amount, and if they feel they need a little bit more help, they can increase. But this is one of my favorites when you're just overwhelmed with too much going on. I need to just kind of calm down and be able to deal with these stressors. When you deal with a little bit more of that autoimmune inflammatory, then Rehmannia can become really powerful and support the adrenal function. So again, the core components, those are really important. These are other tools that you can bring in and kind of stack onto that, depending on what's going on in your life and depending on what your needs are. Then we have astragalus complex. This one is if you're dealing with immune challenges and you just need to kind of build up that fortitude. It's amazing supporting the adrenals. If you kind of feel that your immune system is not quite where you want it to be, it is perfectly okay to take anyway. You don't need to be sick to take this. You can take astragalus complex anytime you would like. but that is just kind of, if you choose to do something in addition, then that is where it shines the most, is kind of supporting your immune system. This is great and also helps to kind of build up that energy. When you're dealing with chronic fatigue, then this would become really, really powerful. And another one, when you're dealing with chronic fatigue, is rhodiola and ginseng. So, ginseng is an amazing adaptogen, rhodiola the same. And so that also allows you to deal with stress and kind of bring you out of that chronic fatigue mode. So if that is what you're dealing with, these two becomes really important. You have the adrenal desiccated, these becomes like a powerful tool along with the core group. So this will give you the beginning of what you can do to restore your adrenal function. The adrenals are kind of like the hub. It connects into your sex steroids. So if your testosterone is low, if you have hormonal issues, female estrogen, progesterone, you have deficiencies in those areas, hormones produced by the adrenals get shuttled then towards the stress hormone and the steroid hormones that are also produced by the adrenal hormones, not just the gonads or the ovaries, but also by the adrenals. As you're getting older, going through that change in life, then the adrenals are the ones that actually take over and support you through the rest of your life post that change, when your ovaries are not producing as much, or when your testes are not producing as much, menopause or andropause that they call it. That's when it becomes even more important to support your adrenals. And you have the thyroid and the adrenals. These are your energy producing glands. So if your adrenals are getting fatigued, it's going to put more stress on the thyroid to produce energy. And then after a while, the thyroid is saying, hey, peace out, I can't do this anymore. And then you just really get exhausted. So these are some tools to kind of help you battle infections, boost immune system, control inflammation, control blood sugar, your hormonal levels, energy, sleep. The adrenals are the ones that keep the blood sugar level through your night, so that you don't have these sugar dips in the middle of the night causing you to wake up and then you have a hard time falling back asleep again. So adrenals play a role in that. So many different areas. So adrenals play a role in that. So many different areas. Foundational medicine to take care of your adrenals.